Good morning, guys. So, in our last session, we have started discussing about S3 platform and quick updates. I hope Naresh team got shared Slack link. So, just register with that Slack, and once you log in, just search for this channel FEP 2021. Search for FEP 2021 and just join here, right? So I can see total 9 members minus 1, that means total 8 members here. So remaining guys also, please go here and please join here. And if you're facing any issue, you can post it here with the valid screenshots and all. So I'll keep on watching these channels first thing. And if anyone knows the answer, so they can reply here. And please keep it professional. So no good morning, good night, or festival wishes and all. So anything related to AWS, that's fine, right? That's one thing. And second one, entire platform wide. If I want to give any notifications and all, or you can give it here. So for example, AWS Dev Hour is going to happen. So I notified about that. So on DevOps on AWS, a new course got introduced by AWS. So similarly, if I'm generating any coupons and also I'm going to share it here. So a update came so recently. So someone asked me in a session. So I just shared that here. So that is like a common platform. So by default, you will be member of this. And from AWS also, you will get updates on daily basis. So what exactly that service and also such type of updates, we have a channel called AWS Updates. Just go here and join here. So AWS GOV Cloud, what exactly that GOV Cloud we try to understand. So now a new service app config is now available for AWS GOV Cloud, right? So if you really want to, so you can just go here, join to this AWS updates. Remaining all private channels, you cannot join. So here is a FAB 2021. So make sure you join to this particular channel. And if I want to share any questions or quiz documents and all, I'm going to share via this channel only. So I want everyone to join this. Okay, no phone number required. So don't need to worry about the privacy and all. If you are taking WhatsApp, so your phone number will be it might compromise and all. So, but here no phone number required. So that's another thing. So in our last session, we started discussing about S3. What exactly S3 and the storage classes. S3 standard. So the data will be available immediately, and it is designed to store the frequently accessed data. Standard infrequently accessed. These are also designed to store. This is basically designed to store infrequently accessed data, and data will be available immediately. Similarly, we have one zone infrequently accessed. The main difference is, so here data is going to spread across many of the availability zones, but here data spread across only one availability zone. So name only tells that one zone infrequently accessed. And S3 Glacier. So the important thing is data will not be available immediately for longer time archives and all. We use this, and data restoration period minutes to hours. And similarly, we have S3 Glacier Deep Archive. Similar mechanism as S3 Glacier. Only one thing, that duration to restore the data is hours. Minimum you need to wait hours. And S3 Intelligent Tiering is another option. If you are not sure about the access pattern, we can go and pick this S3 Intelligent Tiering. RRS, reduced redundancy storage. So the durability, remaining all storage classes, if you take this particular value, durability, we have 99.99% durability for each and every storage class apart from RRS. RRS have 99.99% only, right? So that is what the things we discussed in our last session. So did you get any chance to perform this?
Yes, I have tried, but I am unable to. I have given billing access, but unable to access the billing from the IAM user.
Okay. So if
But
you
I have checked in policy simulator, but I have checked the permissions are working actually.
okay, so
Uh,
before
yeah, Nash.
that, you need to enable one feature in your root account.
Okay.
So I'll quickly show you that. Enable billing access to IAM user is a feature. So that feature must be enabled in your root account. That is a only one-time operation. So whenever you log in as a root user, go to my account page and I have enabled multi-factor authentication. So let me quickly get the code. Okay, so I logged into my AWS account as a root user. Now navigate to my account, scroll down and see here, IAM user and role access to billing information. There is an option. You can give IAM users and federated users with role permissions and all. So at moment, in your case, this is going to be deactivated. Edit, activate, and update. If it is in activated state, now after that, if you are giving administrator access or power user access, or if you are just giving billing access, so that IAM user can access the billing. So activating this feature is important as a prerequisite. So that's why I given this task. So just to I just want you to go to the settings and all. I want you to perform this. So that's why I gave this task to you.
So Avinash, in this case, like,
Deactivated. There is no deactivation.
Yes, we can. We can edit and uncheck and click on update. So now it is deactivated. So no IAM user can access billing information. Even if we have administrator access and all, so he cannot access billing information. So not just for one user. This is a feature for all the IAM users. So I told one thing. So throughout our course, I'm going to use a user called Avinash_T user. So I really don't want to log in as a root user to monitor these things and also that's why I have activated. Uh, is that clear? I hope I answered your question.
got it.
Yes.
So Avinash, you're saying that that it is available to every IAM user, right? I mean, it's not related to role anyway.
Role we haven't discussed that.
I mean, it's not
Yeah.
related to the policies like admin policy or power access.
Yes, for administrator and power user by defaultly you will get billing access if you enable that.
Okay.
So if you're taking like a S3 full access, EC2 full access and all, they cannot access. They cannot access the billing information. So you manually need to allocate a policy called billing access policy. So then they can
Actually,
access.
by default, it was not available. I tried giving the user administrator access, but even then, my user was not able to access that billing part. Right?
That's why you need to enable this feature. If this feature is deactivated, even if you associate administrator access also,
It won't
you
work.
cannot. That's what I mentioned. It will deny. So how you are going to enable? So whenever you activated this feature, so then it is going to work.
Uh-huh. So if a user is having EC2 full access and I have enabled this feature, So for him, it will not work. It's just that for administrator and Power BI.
Yes, it,
Okay.
it won't work. So
Okay.
you manually need to associate like a billing access and all.
Mhm.
So then he can access along with like, as you are giving EC2 and along with that, you are giving billing. So
Billing.
then only he can access.
Okay, got it. Thank you.
Yeah. So that's our first thing. And second thing, make sure you enable free tire limitation alerts. So whenever you are about to reach like 80% of your free tire limitation, you want to get notification and also for that, go to your account, go to my billing dashboard, go to my billing dashboard and just scroll down and select this billing preferences. Go to billing preferences and here we have a button receive free tire usage alert. Make sure you enable this by defaultly. In your case, this is not going to be enabled. Enable this, provide your email ID and save preferences. So whenever you are approaching your free tire limitation, 80% and all, immediately you will get a notification. I think day before yesterday, I got a notification. Uh, See here, AWS free tire limit alert. So, dear customer, 80% of the usage for this month already completed. So here you can see how many pipelines, how many hours it will tell you. So in similarly, you have a free tire limitation, you are about to reach that limit. So then you will get a notification to your email ID. So what you can do, you can stop using that service or like, at least for that particular month, you can stop using it. Then again, from first onward, this value is going to reset to 0. See, if you're taking S3, we are going to get 2000 put operation, 20,000 get operation, right? So for example, for this month, you already consumed 20,000 get operations by uh, this 25th. By 25th, you already consumed. So what you can do, you got an alert on 25th that 80% of is completed. So what you can do, don't perform anything for the coming 5 days or 6 days. After that, yeah, you can just go and like, you can start resuming. Why? Because these free tire limitations are going to reset to 0 on every month first. On every month first, this value is going to reset to 0. So if you're taking a server, you already use 750 hours by 30th only. So then don't use on 31st. Again, on first, it is going to reset to 0. Again, you can start work on that. So similarly, so I just want you to enable this particular feature. Navigate to billing preferences, cost management preference, and here receive retire usage alert. Give your email ID you access daily and save preferences. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing, if you accidentally enabled any feature that won't comes under free tier eligibility, you want to get notification and all. For that, you need to enable an option called receive billing alerts. So basically, this is like a one-time option. So once enabled, this preference cannot be disabled. Once you enable this feature, right? So once you enable this, it cannot be disabled. So what happened, whenever you enable this in backend, we have a service called CloudWatch, sorry. So that within that CloudWatch, we are going to get the alerts. So enable this feature, click on manage billing alerts, click on this button. So then it will take you to CloudWatch management console. So now we are in CloudWatch management console. So here in alarms, okay, so navigate to alarms And here we have an option called create alarm. Click on that. Then click on select metric. So we can create alarm related to individual services also. At moment I am talking about billing. So select billing. So you can create an alarm based on the service, based on the account you created, or total estimation cost, or individual service also. Go and select total estimated charge. So select it. So basically we are going to get charged in US dollars and it will convert to our local currency. So total estimated charges, select metric. Now total estimated charges for coming 6 hours or coming one day, or so you can pick that here. For example, in last 6 hours, if the pricing is greater than or equal to, so $0.1, that means 1 cent. If the price is equal to 1 cent, I want to get a notification. Then click on next, scroll down to the bottom. Okay, here click on create a new topic. What is the topic name? Billing alert. So then, okay, I already used that. So I want to give a topic name here, billing alert. To what email ID you want to get notification? See, in last 6 hours, if any service is costing me either 0.1 cent or more than that, greater than or equal to, then I want to get a notification to an email ID. So for that, create a new topic option here. Then what is the topic name? You can give it, and to what email ID you want to get notification. Okay, then click on create topic. So automatically one topic is going to create, and you need to do one thing. So here you are going to get an email ID. Do you really want to subscribe to this topic? There is a notification from billing alert 1. So if you want to, you need to confirm subscription. See, simply you cannot give someone's email ID here, right? If you even give someone's email ID, they need to accept it. So I need to confirm the subscription. So then leave all the options, then click on next. What is the alarm name? Billing alarm. Then click on next. This is a review screen. Whenever any service is costing me more than 0.1 cent in last 6 hours, in period of 6 hours, if any service is costing 0.1 cent, I want to get a notification to an SNS topic I configured. So create alarm. So now alarm got created here. So it will take some time. It will tell you, okay, what exactly the status and all, right? So I want you to create this alarm. So if you're worrying to provide like a credit card or debit card information, so here we have a free tire limitation alert. So you can keep track on that. And second thing, if you're accidentally keep running any of the service and all, at initial stage only, you can get notification related to that by using this billing alarm. Okay. So that those are the two things I want you guys to perform. And third one is whenever you navigate to this billing dashboard, my billing dashboard, when you scroll down to bit here, you can see top free tier services by usage. So in my case, it's showing only less services. But in your case, you are going to have a lot of objects, lot of services and like your free tier limitations and all. So what is the current usage? So within this month, so I already used 7 requests. So forecasted, if I am using in similar manner, forecast is 217 requests for this month. Okay, so that is a place where you can keep track all your free tier limitations. So any questions on these things, guys? All right. So let's quickly jump to S3 and let's continue the S3 features. Right. So when coming to S3 platform, here under storage, you can find that. So we have discussed how to create a bucket and how we are going to get the like storage classes and the use case and all. This is a bucket we created in our last session. So I'm navigating to that particular bucket. See, this is a storage class for all the objects. I want to change the storage classes of this particular object. So we can pick that object, scroll down a bit, and here we have an option called storage class. So at moment the storage class is standard. Click on edit. It tells you what storage class you required. See, these all are the storage classes we have. And whenever you select this RRS, see here is not recommended. Even for pricing also, it is going to cost you more than standard storage class. So go and select the Glacier or any other storage classes. This is the one you will get under free tier limitation. So I'll talk about this duration. Don't worry about that. Right. So see, I have a data under S3 standard. I'm able to access it immediately. So similarly, how we are getting access immediately? Whenever you go here, whenever you click on open, I'm able to see this file immediately. Okay, that's the first thing. Now go here and edit, and I'm going to select standard infrequently access, save changes. See, now this object storage class is standard infrequently access. So as we discussed in our last session, standard infrequently access data also will be available immediately. See this? Data will be available immediately. So that means if I go here, if I'm trying to open this object, yes, I'm able to access it immediately. So, but if I go here, if I continuously accessing this object, just like, daily basis and all, the price is going to be same as standard only. So based on how many operations. So now I try to open this object, right? That treated as one get operation. See, based on these things also we are going to get charged. So that treated as a get operation. Okay, so the data which you are having with standard and frequently access will be available immediately. So if you change the storage class to Glacier, let's see what happens. So I'm selecting, even if you select intelligent tiring, if you save this, see the data, I can go to this object and I can click on open, and even I'm able to access this file immediately. So under intelligent tiring also I can access the data, but only these two storage classes, Glacier and Glacier Deep Archive, data will not be available immediately. So let's see what exactly that means. So I'm navigating here, editing storage classes, and I'm selecting Glacier. Scroll down, save changes. Right. So now my object is in Glacier. See here, immediately we got an error, like, a warning. In order to access it, you must first restore it. So can we open this whenever we navigate to see is this open option is available? No. Either you can calculate the size and you can initiate a restore. Apart from this, you don't have any other option. See, remaining all objects, which is under standard and all, we can go to actions. We can click on open. I'm able to see that file. But the data which is under Glacier, can I see that? See, it's not available. So then what you need to do, as data is not available, you need to initiate a restore option. If data is in Glacier, we need to initiate restoration, this one. So we have total 3 options to restore. So if you have small amount of the data below 250 MB, you can go with the expedited retrieval. So if you want to, like, go with the standard. So we have a standard restoration and a bulk restore. So expeditor is going to take like 1 to 5 minutes. So whenever you click on initiate restore, so it is going to ask you, you want to go with the bulk. So typically 5 to 12 hours. If you want to go with the standard, 3 to 5 hours. Expedited, it's going to take 1 to 5 minutes, but there is a limit that one individual object size should not exceed more than 250 MB. That means this file size should not exceed 250 MB. So, okay, within 5 minutes, I want to get it. So I'm going to select expedited retrieval, then scroll down, initiate restore. So now for coming how many days you want to access this file immediately. So generally Glacier data will not be available immediately, but whenever you are initiating a restoration, it will ask us, okay, do you want to access this file immediately for coming 2 days or 3 days? You can give that here. So it should be in positive manner. So for coming 3 days or 2 days, the data will be available. So then scroll down, click on initiate restoration. Initiate restore status. So now it is in Glacier, but within 5 minutes, whenever we navigate here, we are going to get this feature open. Why? We have initiate restoration. If you want to see the status of it, pick that object, and here you will get an option restoration is in progress. So restoration status, once it got completed restoration, so then we can access that object immediately. So that's what exactly the data will not be available immediately, and you need to initialize restoration and all. So as we selected Glacier, it is taking minutes to hours option. Like the minimum is 1 minute and maximum is 12 hours and all. So that's a Glacier. If you have multiple objects, yes, you can pick multiple objects and you can initiate restoration option also. So restoration started at this time. Retrieval tire, expedited retrieval. So it's going to take 1 to 5 minutes. So that is a Glacier restoration. Now on this particular bucket, we have some properties. So we are going to start discussing about the bucket properties, right? So the first bucket property is versioning. So when coming to this versioning feature, this versioning is not a new concept, guys. So basically versioning is not a new concept. So you have a file and you are keep on editing that file and you want to track all the changes to that particular file. So what you can do, so for example, you have a document called ec2.txt. So this is edit 1. So if I want to keep track all the changes happening on this file, so what I can do, I can name it as a version 1. And for version 2, I'm going to name like, I'm going to give a name EC2 version 1.1. So then I'm going to edit. I'm taking another entire file. So this is edit 2, then close. So now if I'm going to perform, I'm going to take this particular copy, EC2 version 1.2. So then I'm going to perform like edit 3. If I want to track all the changes happening on this EC2 document, I can open this. I can see, okay, this is edit 1, version 1.1. What changes happen? Version 1.2, what changes happen? So manually, we are creating individual versions and we are tracking all the changes happening on that particular file, right? So instead of this tracking or creating files manually, whenever you enable a feature on your S3 bucket, so AWS itself is going to create a version object automatically. So how we can see that version object in our S3 platform? So first thing, before enabling versioning, whenever you navigate to property, here you can see bucket versioning. it's in disabled state. It's in disabled state. Now I want to enable this. But before that, I want to show you one thing. So see, this is how exactly the screen is before enabling versioning. We don't have any new options here on versioning and all. We don't have any new option. And versioning also works as like a delete feature also. If you accidentally delete any object, so you can get it back if versioning is enabled. So I have an object. So elb.png, I'm deleting it. See, before enabling versioning, whatever the objects you are deleting, see here, deleting the specified object cannot be undone. So, and you are permanently deleting. See this? Whenever you write permanently delete here, so then the object is going to delete and it got deleted. The object is gone. Do we have any option to get it back? Get that object back? No, we don't have that option. Okay, so but if you are if you enable if you enable versioning and if you are depending on versioning, so we can like a get that object back, the deleted object, we can get it back, right? So let's navigate to properties and let me enable. And when coming to this glacier, so by this time restoration should be complete. Here you can see restoration is completed. So you can go to object and you can click on open and see here, I'm able to access it. So that's exactly like, glacier restoration. Till what date it is going to? See, till March 5th. So till coming 2 days, the data will be available immediately. So that is another option. And if you want to delete, you can just like, um, go to this object. Okay, it's in delete. Okay, so let's verify that. So yeah, so when coming to this versioning, so if you have like, if you accidentally delete any object also, you can get it back when coming to this versioning. So no need to edit this. And I told you one thing in our last session. We cannot edit the file on S3 platform. You must download it to your local machine. So then you can edit it. So two members got edited and they uploaded it. So the uploaded duration is a matter. Who uploaded most recently? The most recent file, you can find it here. Right. So now let's navigate to properties. Edit. Enable this versioning. After enabling this versioning, you might need to update your lifecycle rules that we haven't discussed yet. Don't worry about that. Click on Save Changes. Now, versioning has been enabled on this particular bucket. See, immediately we got an option called List Version. See here, this feature. Before enabling, do we have any option here? See, earlier, before enabling, we don't have any option here. But now, we got this feature, List Versions. So after enabling versioning, whatever the upload you are going to perform on this bucket, that object is going to be tracked and tracked here. Okay, so now I have vpc.txt. So I'm going to perform some modifications on this vpc.txt. So this is my vpc.txt file. So now edit one, then I'm going to upload. So you have opened the same file, you have given edit to, you re-upload it. See, I'm not changing the object name. Object name is same. If you are changing the object name and if you are uploading, that will treat as a completely different object. Okay. That is edit 3. And again, you upload it to S3 platform. So Before enabling versioning, whatever the things you perform, that doesn't matter. So, but after enabling that, so how many times you uploaded, AWS is going to track that. So how I can see? So I uploaded this vpc.txt object 3 times. Before that also I have an object. So how I can see? Whenever you select this option, list versions, you can find, see, this is the most recent uploaded object. The time frame is a matter. At what time it got uploaded, that is a matter. At this particular time it got uploaded. So these remaining ones are the previous versions. So can we open and see this? Of course you can. You can pick that object. You can go to these versions also. See, these all are the versions we have. This is the first one. So this is another one. This is like a different. This is one more. This is a current version. See, this is a current version. This is another one. This is another one. See, edit 1, edit 2, edit 3. So all changes happening on this particular file is tracked by using this versioning. So you might get a doubt, are we going to get charged for only this particular object or all the versions? We are going to get charged for all the versions, not for only one object. Okay, so whenever you select list versions, it shows all the objects. And one important thing, whenever you see this symbol, less than symbol, or like, L symbol, that means it's a previous version of the object. And if you don't have that, that is the latest version of the object or current version of the object. So that is a simple thing. Okay. So another advantage with this versioning is, if you accidentally delete that object, we can get it back. Whenever we delete any of the object, we are going to get a delete marker. When versioning is enabled, if we delete an object, when versioning is set to hide, if we delete an object, we will get a delete marker. Okay, what is the advantage of this delete marker? If we want to get that object back, delete the delete marker. So just observe. This is an object. I see at moment, is this versioning is enabled? No, it's disabled. Now I'm selecting that particular object and I'm deleting it. See, deleting the specified object, add delete marker to them. See here, it's clearly mentioning. If you need to undo the delete action, you can delete the delete marker. So that's what I mentioned. Delete the delete marker to get the object back to S3. That is nothing but undo operation. So here, write as a delete. So I'll tell you very simple logic, guys. If you're writing delete here, that means it's deleting temporarily. If you're writing permanently delete here, if you're writing permanently delete, that means that object is deleting permanently. So it is asking us to write delete. So that means as we enable versioning, we are going to get a delete marker. That's a very simple logic. Click on delete object. That object got deleted. Okay, is that object available here? It's gone. It's not available here. Now I want to get it back. So list the versions. See here, we got a delete marker. So as we have seen, delete the delete marker to get the object back. So select the delete marker, delete, deleting the particular specified object delete marker. So then see this delete marker, we are deleting permanently. So select permanently delete, kept that here, delete objects. So now the delete marker got deleted permanently. And even if you set this version to hide also, we got that vpc.txt file. See here. So another simple logic is, whenever you enable this versioning to show, if you are deleting anything, it won't create any delete marker. When versioning is set to show, it won't create any delete marker, right? So that is another option. So what exactly that means, we'll see. See, now this is an object. So I'm picking an object here. I'm trying to delete it. See, it is asking me to write permanently delete. Permanently delete means it won't create any delete marker. Not only that, even if you pick latest version of the object also, see, it is asking us to enter permanently delete. So that object is going to delete completely. In what scenario we are going to use this? So now I have like a same vpc.txt, but I have uploaded wrong data. So what I did, I have uploaded wrong data to this S3 platform. So now what happened? See, if I go here, if I select this vpc.txt, if I open this, it is showing latest version as the wrong data one. So I want to delete this wrong data particular version. I want to make this like, I want to keep this edit 3 available. So in that case, what we can do, set the version to list, then pick the wrong data one. Even you can verify, go and open this. Okay, this is the wrong data one. So the latest one is not like a 817 one is the latest one. So I'm selecting that particular individual version and I'm going to delete it. Then we need to write permanently delete. So that means it's going to delete permanently, delete objects, right? So the data got deleted. If you go here, if you click on open, see only edit 3 one is there. The wrong data one is not available. So it all depends on whenever you are hiding this versioning, whatever the objects you delete, you will get a delete marker. Whenever you set this version to list and whatever the delete operation you perform, you won't get any delete marker. So if you are writing just delete, it creates a delete marker. If you are writing permanently delete, so it deletes object permanently. So very simple logic. All right. So this is a versioning feature. So you can expect a certification question from this versioning topic in your certification exam. And for most of the buckets, we enable this feature. This is the only feature we enable in most of the buckets, guys. Apart from this, another feature is encryption. These are the two features we use in our S3 bucket. Remaining all are just for knowledge purpose we are going to discuss. Trust me. I can even log in and I can show you those things. Of course, I'll do that after some time. Right. So that is a versioning. So any questions on the versioning? I'm open to all your questions now.
Hi Avinash, this is Manoj.
Yes, Manoj.
When the object is under delete marker, is it still going to consider the size like pricing?
No, it will not consider for the pricing and all. So whenever it is like in available state, then only it will calculate. And we can configure lifecycle management role to delete all the objects automatically. For example, after 10 days, I want to delete all the objects. After 15 days, I want to delete. So we can configure it. So that's what our next topic is, but it won't consider for pricing.
Okay, thanks, Avinash.
Yeah.
Avinash, regarding versioning, so can I restrict versioning to 3 levels or 4 levels, something like that?
See, we cannot restrict, for example, how we can limit, whatever the versioned object you got, you can initiate to delete these previous versions within 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. After 1 day, these all previous versions need to delete. And this current version, it should be delayed after 30 days and all. So in similarly, we can configure. But
Okay.
there is no option to limit, like, after 2 versions created, I don't want to create another version and all. That feature is not available. But
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, Avinash.
yeah,
I mean, can I set a lifecycle policy or something like
yes,
like
yes.
last 2 versions to be deleted?
In lifecycle policy, you can set to delete based on the days it got created.
Okay.
Once an object got created, after 2 days, it need to delete. After 1 day, it need to delete. So that we can configure. Once object got created, after 1 day, I want to delete all this. Then based on the days, we can create, not on the count.
Okay, got you. Yeah, and one more question, Avinash. Can you please give us an idea how the directory structure will be? I mean, directory or the
I'll
file
talk
structure
about that.
real
I'll
time.
talk about that.
Okay, okay, fine. Yeah, sure.
I have a question like when do we go for versioning? When do we go for resiliency? In other words, like if S3 has a resiliency, do we really need versioning, or based on the objects, what scenario in real time, which option the customer may choose?
Okay, so basically, in what scenario we go with the versioning? So you have an object, multiple members are working on that object, and you want to track changes happening on that file. So in that case, we go with the versioning. So when coming to resilience and all, of course, we can configure cross region replication, same region replications and all. So even if the platform is giving 99.99% availability, you can make it 100% by replicating it to another region and all. So that's a different thing. But the scenario to go with this versioning is you have a file, multiple members are going to, like, modify that file, and they are going to re-upload with the same name, and you want to track all the changes happening on that particular file. So in that case, we go with the versioning.
Thank you.
So how many get or put operations I have to perform over the data in S3 standard infrequently access to considered as a S3 standard, and if it happen, will my data will also be copied to? See, in both the storage classes, your data is going to spread across the 3 availability zones for us, right? And if you want to know the get operations and all, what you can do, the pricing calculator, aws.calculator. So go to aws.calculator or calculator.aws, and you can perform your estimation. So when it is going to, like, treated like, S3 standard as infrequently access and all. So go here, how much data you have, how many put operations you are going to perform. You can use this calculator to understand that, right?
Okay. Okay.
So how can we get older version as a latest version? See, that's what I did, right? See, I uploaded the wrong data. So for example, at moment, this is my latest version. This is my latest version. But what happened? So I have added some wrong data and I am re-uploading that. So what happened? So now the wrong data become as a wrong data become as the latest version. If I go here, if I open, see, it is showing wrong data. So I don't want to make that wrong data as a latest version. So simple, set version to show, pick the latest version. See, at moment 825 825 one is the latest version. Delete it. So it's a permanently delete. So that means that object is going to go on permanently. Then delete object and it's gone. So now what happened? 811.1 become as a latest version, not 825.1. Right? So I hope you got answer, Pragati. So Sai Teja, what is encryption? I'll talk about that in our coming session, probably day after tomorrow.
Hi, Avinash. Is there anything to configure for the name like suffix or prefix like
I'll
one
talk
or
about that naming. I'll talk about that naming.
fine? Thanks, Avinash.
Yeah. Okay, right. So that's our first feature on our S3 bucket. And when coming to remaining features, so this tags. So when coming to this tag, so it is very simple option, but an effective feature. So for example, you have 100 buckets. You have 100 buckets here. Out of that 100 buckets, some buckets you are creating for project 1 and some buckets you are using for project 2. So how to segregate that? So by using tags only, whenever you navigate to property, here we have a tag and we have some common tags for our S3 bucket. So not only S3 bucket, common tags for AWS environment. See this tag, it's just like, you went to a shopping mall and you want to purchase one shirt and you like that shirt and there is no tag associated. So when no tag is associated, what you are going to do? You are going to call that sales executive. Okay, what is this shirt cost? Where it got manufactured? What is the washing instructions and all? Do we have any offers and all? Those all things you are going to ask him, right? But if you have a tag, the tag is going to tell you what is the price, when it got manufactured, and what is the washing instructions and all. Those all things it will tell. Similarly, tag is nothing but a combination of key and value pair. So you can associate any key and any value, anything you can give. So some common tags in AWS environment is project tag for what project you are using, what is the application, what application you are using, cost center. So cost center, it's going to be like a unique 5-digit ID or 7-digit ID at organization level. Okay. So for one client, whatever the resource you are creating, give this. For all that client resources, you can just give this cost center tag and you can filter. Okay, for this client, how many S3 buckets we created, how many EC2 instances we create. We can filter all those resources by using an option called resource groups. We have another service called resource group. There we are going to filter. Okay, that's one thing. And when coming to server, we are going to give platform tag also. Is it a Linux server or is it a Windows server? Basically, this is for EC2 instances, not for S3 buckets. So this tag is going to add it to EC2 instances. But these are some common tags: application tag, cost center tag, and for what project you are using. And if you want to add any other, like, who created this? So we give like a POC, point of contact, not proof of concept. POC here in this scenario, point of contact. Okay, you want to take some action on this particular bucket, whom you need to contact? Okay, contact Avinash. So such type of tags we can give it here. Right, click on edit, start adding tags. You can add maximum of 50 tags here. Okay, what application for Apex you're using this, and cost center. This is the cost center ID for this particular client we are using. And another one, application, what is that, project. You can give project, then save changes. So if we want to take any of the operations and all, we can go here, we can find this information. Not only this, as I mentioned, we have another option called resource groups. Resource groups and tag editor. See this. Open that resource groups and tag editor. Here, click on create a resource group, tag based. What are all the resources contains and particular tag? I'm picking S3 bucket. What is a tag? I'm going to pick a tag called application. What is that application? Apex. Add how many resource we have with that particular tag. It shows that. So with this particular tag, we have one S3 bucket, right? So that it is showing. If you want to pick another tag, for example, name where name is equal like any of this. So you can go and pick that preview group resources. If any bucket is available, see this obviously bucket have a particular tag name as a test. So it shows that resources. So we can filter these resources and we can give a name and create a group. So what are the listed resources we got here? We can configure it as a group. So very simple feature, but effective feature. In your interview, you might get a question. Okay, we are how you are going to calculate a project pricing with an AWS account. So you're using 10 EC2 instances and like you're using 5 databases and 5 S3 buckets for a project. So how you are going to filter and all? So in that case, you should answer as for that particular resource, we need to give a mandatory tag. So by using that particular tag, we can enable it. So that's what the answer for that question. So that's a tag option here, right? So encryption, time not sufficient now, we will discuss later. So intelligent tier archive configurations. So this is like a related to intelligent tiering only. In what scenario we are going to use intelligent tiering? Whenever we are not sure about the access pattern, if we don't have any idea on the access pattern, how we are going to access, when we are going to access and all, in that scenario, we are going to use this, right? So this is bit more intelligent one. So click on create configuration. So now give any name. And here, do you want to limit this to any of the prefix? Prefix means, for example, you have a folder called folder 1. So you want to apply intelligent tiering configuration to this folder 1. So in that case, whenever you are configuring this intelligent tiering configuration, you just need to give that name here. So new folder slash whatever the data we have under that new folder, whatever the configurations we are going to apply, these all configurations comes to that particular folder only. So we are applying these all things to only this particular folder. You want to apply to entire bucket, including all the folders, subfolders, or all the objects, then select this. This configuration applies to all objects in this bucket. Okay, initially you want to keep it in enable state or disable. I want to keep it in enable state. Now, for this intelligent tiering, we have archive and deep archive. Okay, so this is little intelligent one. So you have an object. This is my object, vpc1.txt. So now, if this object is accessed in last 30 days or last 90 days or last 180 days, I want to keep this object available immediately. But what happened? You haven't accessed this file from last 90 days. You haven't accessed. You selected intelligent tiering as a storage class, but you are not accessed that object from last 90 days. So to save some cost, what AWS will do, it will move that object to archive access tier, right? So it will maintain that object as a archive access tier. So if you want to get it object, you need to initialize the restoration days until transition to archive tier. Okay, so it should be equal or more than 90 days. So for example, if I haven't accessed that object from last 90 days, okay, move it to archive access tier. What is the advantage? Save cost. It saves the cost, nothing more than that. Similarly, deep archive. The object is not accessed from last 180 days. So then you need to. Okay, from last 180 days, I'm not accessing this object, but the storage class I selected for that object is intelligent tiering. So then it will go to this deep archive access tier. So we really don't enable this feature just for knowledge purpose. We're discussing that. So intelligent tiering archive configurations, right? So remaining options we will discuss in our next session. So couple of certification questions related to storage class. I will take you through. So meanwhile, if you have any questions, we can discuss now.
Hi, Avinash. Well, is this option only available for intelligent tiling?
Yes.
Can we have anything for standard and standard infrequent?
That we are going to configure lifecycle management role, but that is not an intelligent one. If you want to move it after 30 days, yes, you can move it. After 60 days, you can move it. But it won't consider whether you access that object or not. So that won't consider. So that we will discuss in our next session.
Okay, fine. Thanks.
This is
Any other
additional to the
questions?
storage types that we discussed initially, right? These
Sorry,
access,
I missed that question.
okay, so here we saw, right, access tier and deep access tiers, right? So this is different from the initial one that we discussed, right? The storage types.
It's the same, like, but intelligence added here. So
So here archive is what is that a glacier deep archive, or is it different?
yes, same. So same. So but here to the same one, an intelligence is added, right? It is tracking like okay, when you have accessed that object, that part it is tracking. So you have accessed this file in last 30 days, it won't move. So whenever you keep it idle for coming, like, whenever you keep it idle for 90 days, then only it will move. But lifecycle management role won't have that intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
That intelligence is a difference here. But yes, it goes to, like,
Deep glacier deep archive, right?
yes.
Okay.
So can you try to answer this question, please? Do we need to learn Python for this? No, not really required, Deepika. Until unless you want to promote yourself as a AWS developer, you no need to learn the Python. So how many max buckets we can create for
also.
free tier? So we can create n number of the buckets. Per bucket, we don't cost anything. Make sure whatever the data you have within that entire platform, so it should not exceed more than 5 GB. So by defaultly, you can create 100 S3 buckets in S3 platform. If you want to create more than that, so you need to raise a ticket, soft limit increase. Okay.
Option B.
Okay, so what is the access pattern here? Insurance company stores all the document related to annual policy. Documents are created once and then stored until they are required, typically at end of the policy. So they are accessing yearly once. They are accessing yearly once, and document must be capable of being retrieved immediately. So that means
B.
data
B.
need it immediately. Whenever the data is required, you should get the data.
I would
So
say B.
yes, the company, yeah. So B is the answer. Why? Because data need to be available immediately. First thing, is he accessing on daily basis? No. So when he is accessing, typically at end of the policy, it's an annual policy. At year end, he is accessing. So go with the B as an answer.
So Avinash, what is A over here? RDS MySQL.
That is a relational database service.
Okay, so is it different from? I think we have not discussed
We
this.
haven't discussed. We have
Yeah.
a dedicated module for that. That's
Okay.
completely a dedicated module. We'll discuss there.
Okay.
Okay. Another question.
Option D.
Option D. Yes.
Post
So
glacier.
the access pattern, just try to understand the access pattern. 10 TB data is there, it's a quarterly report. It's unlikely to be used again. And he's not mentioning anything like you need data immediately or you're okay to wait for 3 hours, 4 hours and all. His concern is most cost effective. So Glacier is the answer here. Forget about the replication, forget about the first option. Just try to understand the access pattern. See, he's generating some thumbnails. So whenever you open YouTube, the video is not going to load. The thumbnail is going to load. So
The answer must be B, but
yes,
Oh,
Amazon
but-
S3 standard.
Yeah.
Yes.
but
So,
D, what is cross region replication?
that tomorrow's topic.
Okay.
Okay, so we have some more questions that we will discuss in our coming sessions that related to topic we are going to discuss tomorrow. Right?
Okay.
So, all right, 1 second. Let me quickly create a GitHub repo and I'm going to upload all our material to that repository. So every day I'm not going to give an S3 link. So I'm going to call it as a Feb 2021 and create repo. All right, let me add some files here. S3 IAM demo 6. So every day I'm going to upload all our files in this link, guys, the notepad document. If I forgot any particular day, yes, you can drop a message. I'll definitely upload. Sometimes I forgot actually. So yeah, once we're done with the session, you can find the notes here. So you can download everything. Just go here, download it as a zip, or like every day you can go here and you can find it. So this is for today. So I have pasted that link here, first thing. And yesterday, Naresh team shared the Slack URL. So whoever not get that link, so I'm pasting that here in our chat box. So just copy and paste it in your local machine. And whenever you click on this, it will ask you to give an email ID and all. Just provide that information. And whenever you part of the Slack channel, search for Feb 2021 and join here. Right? So I can see total 14 members here. Right? So spare a minute and just join to this particular channel. If you have any questions, you can post it here. All right. Sai, trust me, even I am also a Telugu medium student till my intermediate. So the way I talk, you feel in that manner, but I use very low level English. I am not at all an expert in English, first thing, and you can find n number of the grammatical mistakes in my English. So don't worry about that.
Me too.
Yeah. So don't worry about that. The English thing and all. I mean, when coming to our session at least, but you definitely need English. Whenever you're sitting for an interview, right? So definitely they will talk with you in English only. So if you want, I can definitely show my certificate also. So many guys don't trust that I am from Telugu medium background and all. And in my BTech counseling also, the first question I asked them, okay, do we have engineering in Telugu medium? That guy shocked. He gave a look, you know. So, see here, you can see my medium. It's a Telugu medium only, with Telugu as a medium, and that too, I'm B grade, not an A grade student. Of course, the second year is a matter. First year I got a lot of good marks, right? So don't worry about that. right? So I hope I answered all your questions. So that's it for today's session. Spare some time and go through the storage classes, guys. Why? Because understanding storage class is important. Just try to explore that versioning. It won't cost us anything. Okay. See you again tomorrow. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.